Oh shit. Yo, what's up YouTube? Sir Hunt's Reviews. I'm Mark, and this is going to be my Season 6 The Walking Dead finale / Season 7 predictions. Now, I could do a full in-depth analysis of the Season 6 finale, but I have like 8 months to do that, because, let's face it, Walking Dead ain't gonna be coming out until fucking mid-October. I wanted to basically cut right into this meat pie. I will point a few things out in the season finale that I noticed, but I'm gonna start off with who the fuck I think got Lucilled. Okay, so two things, quick. At about when you watch it without commercials, my friend has TiVo, so we were able to pause it basically, and we were able to time it out. It's about a minute, and it's about an hour and 7 minutes. It is not an hour and a half, but anyway, at about an hour and 3 minutes in, which is probably somewhere around an hour and 20 minutes if you're watching it with commercials or whatever. But at an hour and 3 minutes in, Negan is doing his little spiel where he's walking around, and I want you to notice the two things when he gets to two certain people. When he gets to Aaron, he points the bat at him and he says "you." Now that's not really significant, but I'll come back to that later. And then when he gets to Eugene, he points at him and I think he's like saying "Mo" or some shit, but Eugene is crying, right? There's actually 4 of them that are crying. The other 3 I think are female, and then Eugene is one of the only men that's crying. I think Glenn does kind of like have a breaking moment, but anyway, Eugene is crying, and when he gets to Aaron, he says "you." All right. Right after he finishes walking around playing Duck Duck Goose in his little circle games and shit, I know it's not Duck Duck Goose, but whatever. He ends up on Rick, and that's what he says last one. And then he goes, if you watch Rick's face, you can see Negan's shadow. He goes to the right of Rick. Is like I said, you can go back and rewatch this around an hour and 3 minutes into the episode, but that's with no commercials. And you see him go past Rick, and then as you look in the zoom in on Rick's face right there at that image, I'll throw it up one more time. Dragon, rock the dragon, Dragon Ball Z. Right there at that image, you see the shadow cross across Rick's face, and it goes to the right side. Who the fuck is on the right of Rick, you might ask? Oh, this picture right here. Yep, that's right. This picture right here. Rick is over here, right? Rick is cut off from this scene, but he wasn't the one that I wanted you to see. Rick's cut off from this scene, so then you all have Aaron, Carl, and Eugene. Whoever the fuck got hammered, if they're gonna stick to their straight up camera angles where like they did with Glenn, like we knew, okay, obviously they made it look like dude fell on top of Glenn and he was the one who was getting the shit eaten out. But if you pay attention to the camera angles, one of these 3 fucking people right here got hit. We could probably go ahead and throw a big fat X on top of Carl, because he does mention that if the boys, oh, you know what? Nah, there's no way they killed Carl. But anyway, it's probably one of these 2. They honestly could get away with killing Aaron and nobody give a fuck. So that kind of X's him out too. So that leaves you with Eugene. I'm gonna say some supporting evidence to that as well. When he comes up to whoever the fuck gets Lucilled, he says you can cry, you basically don't move, you know what I'm saying? He says you can do all this other shit, but he does focus on you can cry. And when Negan says you can cry, the look on Negan's face is like kind of mocking, almost as if he's already doing it. So the only male sitting to the right of Rick, Eugene, motherfucker, and he was crying. He was like losing his shit basically, like yo. And I do want to add into this, they did a very good job of wrapping up Eugene's storyline. You know why? Bullet Factory. They now have the way to, like, the last good thing that he was good for, not to sound like a fucking ignorant person or anything, but the last awesome thing that Eugene had to offer besides getting them to Alexandria and basically saving the whole group, even though he was bullshitting everybody, he ended up being right. That was their best chance, you know what I mean? And it still kind of has been, whatever. But his last great thing was he was learning how to make bullets, and he kept saying like, yo, I'm a survivor, Eugene, or I'm a survivor, Abraham. I'm a fucking survivor. And the one person he honestly cared about getting approval from was Abraham, and he got that. He was able to get that, and then, not in the same episode. That happened last episode, which I didn't do a review on. But within the last couple of episodes of this season, the person who's had the most like wrap up of their storyline, in my opinion, is Eugene. So honestly, I feel like if they don't take the punk ass route and take out Aaron, because I don't think he has very much fan base. He's been on the show for a little over a season, so you know what I mean. I mean he was in it last season 5, like halfway through. Remember, he showed up right after that big storm, and he kept giving them all the water and shit. So yeah, I think that was episode 13 or something last season. So he's been on it for a little over a season, and he doesn't have that big of a fan base. Eugene's been on it for about 2.5 seasons, and I wouldn't say he has a huge fan base, but he still feel like, even though I'm contradicting myself because I just said this earlier, he does have a little bit more to offer. You know what I mean? He was working on their farming shit or whatever. So I feel like Aaron would be the safest bet, but honestly it's Eugene, because like I said, it's all about the tears, baby. Real quick, my top 5 like what the fuck / favorite kind of moments of the finale, excluding the last part at the very end, is gonna be probably how they kept them riding in circles. Like, in all actuality, you should just plow the fuck through them. Like, Rick, what was your thinking in not taking an enforced or reinforced, souped up RV? Like, you just grabbed the fucking closest thing to you, piled everybody into basically one giant moving target. I don't agree with you, Rick, on that, and I think you kind of fucked up in that moment. You should have split up in maybe not. Yeah, no, separate cars, separate vehicles, because then you're harder to stop. But yeah, they kept basically setting up different checkpoints, and the Saviors group kept getting bigger and bigger, and they just kept getting more and more scared. I think they probably could have cut out the last, like, 2 ones of them doing that and just went ahead and, like, you know what I mean? But I guess they were giving the group time to formulate a plan. Number 4 is probably going to have to be how Carol was shot several times. She was shot in her leg. That's a femoral artery. She would have bled out within, like, minutes. Also, with the amount of damage that she sustained to her, like, she was either stabbed or shot in the stomach. We could see because Morgan was dressing her wound. But the amount of damage she sustained, she didn't have that clear of a head to be able to talk to the gunman and Morgan and say, like, trying to reason with him and say, leave her there to die, and basically, like, she's trying to get the Savior to kill her and shit. Like, no, that's not possible. She would not be doing that much fucking talking. Like me in this video. Number 3 is probably going to have to be when they decide to leave Eugene on the RV to, like, basically distract fool the Saviors, which obviously didn't work. They were like, hey, probably yanked his ass out there, and it looks like he had sustained some damage on his face, but that further adds to the fact that he was the one that was LUCILLED, because that was also something to help wrap his storyline up. They basically Eugene self-sacrificed himself. Number 2 is what the fuck's going on with Maggie, dude? Like, I know last episode she basically, I actually saw somebody had commented on one of my videos and said some shit like they're doing that because that's how they basically had to progress the story along, and then they said something about how the pickles could have been poisoned. That is a very interesting theory, and that would be fucking crazy. Like, who poisoned the pickles? That would be like, I don't know. The pickles could have just been bad, old, or some shit. But yeah, I just want to know, like, my number 2 is probably what the fuck's going on with Maggie. Like, obviously they needed to make her have a reason to leave with everybody and rush to Hilltop, but what is that reason? Like, what is going on with her being pregnant? I wonder how long it'll take them to address that. Number 1 is probably gonna have to be, like, I excluded the end, like I already said, like, excluding the Lucille part, but it's gonna have to be when they ran into the people from the kingdom, because I was excited about the kingdom. As soon as I found out about this motherfucker right here, Ezekiel, and he has a pet tiger that he had pre-apocalypse, or I guess post-apocalypse, he got because he was in a zoo or some shit. Like, yo, it's gonna be awesome to see a fucking tiger in season 7 of The Walking Dead. Hopefully they do it right and don't give him like a fucking big dog or something. That would be so stupid. Step your game up, AMC. HBO's got motherfucking dragons. Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire! Alright, so like I said, stay tuned for that in-depth analysis where I will cover all of the little minuscule details. But to wrap it up, I think the person that got his fucking brains bashed out is Eugene, and I think I gave plenty good explanation why. I also think that there's a small chance that it could be Aaron. I also think that there's a super tiny small chance, like super fucking small chance, that it could be Carl, just because he was to the right of Rick. It's all about who's to the right of Rick. Hashtag who's to the right of Rick. And guess what, ladies? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Daryl wasn't to the right of him, so I think he's safe. Alright? 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 So you don't have to hate me. Alright? Alright, so I'm going to be wrapping this video up. I want to thank you all for watching. If you haven't already done so, make sure you click like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Stay tuned for those Fear the Walking Dead reviews as they come out. And I just got a notification on my phone that popped up. I'm going to answer that question real quick right here. Yes, I will be reviewing and reacting to the new season of Game of Thrones. Yeah. If you guys like what I do here at Sir Hunt's Reviews, you can go check out my Patreon channel. Put a link down in the description. You can donate any amount of money and win lots of prizes. If you haven't already done so, did I already say that shit? God damn. Lay off the motherfucking CHC, mother damn. This has been Sir Hunt's Reviews. Peace.